Coach Satterfield just said that you're kind of playing the best football of your life right now. I guess what's the difference from the past that you're hitting your peak right now?
I'd say it's just, having a better understanding for football in general. So a better understanding of what you're seeing offense-wise, physically, being in the best shape that I've been in my whole life. I'm blessed to have a great strength coach that has been allowing us to do that. And, just also being in a different position. So, it's a lot different from being on the inside, whereas you're on the outside. I mean, a lot of times you're putting your hands on one person as opposed to, worrying about two at a time. So I just think it creates a lot of unique opportunities for me to, get in the backfield. And I think it really marries well with this defense.
So you talk about that transition to the defensive end there. Just talk about what your relationship has been like with Brian Brown heading into this game week.
Yeah, I mean, Coach says it all the time. A couple of us guys were, pretty much in the meeting rooms, I'd say pretty much as soon as we got back after the bowl game, just to make sure that we, started off on a great foot with the defense coordinator and all the new staff, make sure that we had an understanding of what we were getting ourselves into, of course. So, just being one of the first guys that are really in there, really eager to learn, and just really making sure that I had a grasp of what we were actually going to try to do here, really, is making myself feel a lot more comfortable playing in this defense now.
2 seasons ago, you played outside towards the end of the season, and it looked like things started to click after maybe that second or third game. I know the system's different, but how much can you translate that over to where you're at now, going back outside?
Yeah, I think I can translate a lot. Luckily, there will be a lot of times where I'm in that head-up position, kind of like the same way we played it 2 years ago. So, I'll be in that position a lot of different times. So a lot of things I did then can translate now. Also, then I was 320. Now I'm, smooth 295, 300. So, that extra 20 pounds off my back kind of helps a lot too. So, it should be a lot interesting to see what's going on out there.
Coach Satterfield just called this game on Saturday, Eastern Kentucky's Super Bowl. How do you prepare for a team that's coming in like everything's on the line?
I'd say, for me personally, I'm kind of the guy that gets into routine. So I prepare the same exact way for everyone. So, for me, that's making sure I get my hands on the film as early as possible. Luckily, we're going straight into this as our first game. We've had the whole camp to, look at them, look at what they're running, look at how they, mesh as a team. They have the same offensive coordinator, so we can look at that past film. So luckily, we get to have a bit of a leg ahead. Or for me, as I said, I prepare for everyone exactly the same. I get to have that leg ahead. No matter who's playing on Saturday, no matter who's across from you, I feel like it's only respectful and it's only, natural for you to prepare as if you're going against the most difficult opponent you could ever see. So I don't discredit anyone, or not even discredit. I don't discount anyone or try to make it seem like, because to me, we're playing our Super Bowl on Saturday too. That could be the last game we play. So, I'm happy to just be able to approach the game with that type of mindset.
You switched to zero this year. Last year's zero is now a Minnesota Viking. The zero on offense, Braden Smith has been catching everything, and you're the other zero. Is zero now the number to have?
I would say so. I mean, personally, I actually was number one in spring, but then we had a guy that wanted number one, a little corner named JY wanted number one. So I was like, okay, well, let me switch to zero because that was a number that was open. So I'm not really a big guy that's really big on having, a special number or something like that. I just tried every year to get a lower number. So I started with 99, went to 19, went to 18, and went to 1, and now I'm at 0. So I can't get much lower than that in my last year.
Speaking of number 0 last year, Ivan Pace, he went from undrafted to now fighting for a starting spot in Minnesota. Does this surprise you at all? What are your thoughts on Ivan's success in the NFL right now?
I'd say it's not surprising at all. I mean, some guys are just ball players, point blank period. Some guys can just play ball, and I'll look at Ivan and say the same thing I told him. If you can play ball, no matter where you get in, whether it be first round or undrafted, you'll be able to make a name for yourself. So, I take a lot of pride in being able to play with him for that last year and being able to, kind of grow close to him, be a friend with him, and kind of be a guy that I can tell him get a little chippy with sometimes.
Eastern has a 4,000-yard passer, gets the ball out quick. What kind of challenges are you seeing on tape from their passing game?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really just making sure that we can apply that pressure. As you said, it's a lot of quick game. So making sure that we can apply that pressure while still covering the quick game. So, it's making sure that, us guys up front are communicating what we see, whether it's a run, pass, tell, and making sure that we're able to actually get after it when we're asked to get after it.
Keegan, then Ryan.
You were chosen as a captain by your teammates. What's that feeling when it's kind of broken to you that your teammates really respect you that much that they want to see you lead this team?
I'd say it's one of the best feelings you can have as a guy that's, older, kind of guy that people have been asking to do certain things. It kind of is a reminder that the things that you've been asked to do are actually being done. Like, you're actually doing what you've been asked to do. And, that's one of the best things I can say about this team and about this culture is, the guys will say it. I mean, in the locker room, we all respect each other and we all understand what each other are saying. So it really means a lot to me for everybody to kind of hold me in that regard, not only coaches, but as well as the players. It means a lot to me.
How much has Brian Brown given you the type of freedom that he gives you on the defensive line? How has that helped with your progression in this system?
Yeah, I'd say it helps a lot. So a lot of times, I mean, it's a funny saying that popped up a lot of times last year. There were situations where we would play fit ball instead of football, whereas fit ball, you stay right here in this C gap, and our linebacker's going to plug that B gap, and he's going to get there and, do X, Y, Z. Whereas now, play a little bit of football, you get upfield and get in the backfield. I mean, I can't complain. You're taking the B and the C gap, and you might get a TFL. So, I think it's just two different styles of play that, both of them work, obviously, with the success we had in defense before. But I think as a D lineman, like I said earlier, this is a dream defense. You basically get to rip it open and go ahead and go.
Asked you this before, but before the first game, again, Walnut Hills for you, Dante, Coleraine, Phillips, Coleraine, Malik, Fairfield, behind you, Pace, Coleraine. What does that mean to you guys going into this Big 12 season that these are Cincinnati dudes?
Yeah, we just take a lot of pride in everything that's been sort of laid down. I mean, even though, Cincinnati will continue to progress, I think a lot of guys are starting to see that we're still laying down train tracks for the future. And I think a lot of guys that are from Cincinnati take a lot of pride in that. I take a lot of pride in that myself. I mean, I say it all the time. I went to preschool right in the Arlett Center right there. So I've pretty much been around here my whole life. So, coming back here and being able to actually contribute to the University of Cincinnati is something that is real big for me.
You're up to what, 3 kids now? Any talks with diaper companies, NIL deals?
Hey, I'm still trying to reach. I'm still hoping a couple reach out here and there. I can promise you're not going to find another guy that has 3 kittens attempting to continue to play at the same level. But, one thing I'd say is, hey, if there are any diaper companies interested, I would love to reach out because it's going through about 50 diapers a day, and it's not getting any better.
Do you want to talk about what the last few days have been like? You have a Friday.
Yeah, so Friday or the 25th, we went in and my wife went and got induced. So we were there pretty much the whole day. I mean, she didn't actually get induced until we went in at 6. She didn't get induced until I think it was like 2 o'clock. That all went quick as soon as we were done there, like 2 hours in the hospital. And then, or 2 days in the hospital, then finally got to go home. You know how it gets when you go home, the baby's crying all throughout the night. Obviously, it's not as bad to me, but it's still waking up and, being able to wake up a lot and help feed or do whatever I got to do. And, it's pretty much it's been a roller coaster, but it's been a roller coaster that I've been on 2 other times, so it's definitely not as bad.
Any other questions?
How old is each child, Jowon, and what are their names?
So my first son, Jowon, he is 2, about to be 2.5. My daughter, Rin, is 1. Her birthday was in July. And then my new son, Zane, he was born on the 25th. What does that make him, 4 days old? So pretty loud house, reminiscent of how it was with me and my family. But, back then I guess I didn't remember because I was a baby.
You got a target number, or is 3 enough?
I have 5 siblings, so you know, hey,
6 is the number.
6 is the cap for sure.
Oh, D-line.
I'm saying, we already have our little YMCA basketball team.
Do you sing them to sleep?
Oh yeah, we always read the same book every night. They like the book. It's How Do Dinosaurs Go to Sleep? Read the same exact book. Do a little. I mean, we sing all the time in the house, so humming or singing during right before they go to sleep. And then they have their sound machine that actually plays a couple different songs to allow them to go to sleep.
Pump It Up's not on there.
I think they might jump out of the cribs if we turn that one on.
Any other questions for Jowon? Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Jowon.
Thank you.